Hey friends, today's video is going to be an anti-haul, and there's been so many things that have come out recently that actually a good handful of them I want. This vintage rose palette from Gimme Glow, there's a handful of things that I want to get, okay? But we're going to talk about the things that we don't need. Some things that have come out that I don't want to buy, I don't need to buy. You don't need to fall for all the marketing, and you don't need to fall for the fact that it's the Sephora Summer Sale. I know that the Sephora Summer Sale is coming, and I'm gonna order things on sale because I need to re-up on stuff, but I don't need to get everything. Let's talk about some stuff that I don't need and I'm not gonna buy. And if you've never seen an anti-haul before, I don't know what to tell you. Just kidding. I'm using hyperbole, basically, to counteract the kind of inherent hyperbole that comes from, like, the beauty community, where it's like, oh my god, you need all of these things. You don't need all of these things. Why did I just suddenly turn into the Target lady? It's a match. It's a match. You don't need all this. Kimberly Clark popularized anti-hauls. Go subscribe to Kimberly's channel. She's not really posting anti-hauls much anymore, but she has a ton of other really important and really well thought out and really good videos on her channel. She's awesome. But we're gonna talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some stuff that I don't need. First thing, we're gonna talk about this huge influx of new foundations. Okay, off the top of my head, I can think of 4. We have the Pat McGrath Sublime Skin Foundation, the new Anastasia Foundation, the new Fenty Hydrating Foundation, along with a hydrating primer, as well as Kat Von D's new foundation, which I don't know how her company hasn't just gone under yet, but you know. All these foundations came out virtually at the same time. I think Milk has a new stick foundation. It's just like foundation time, which is interesting that they're coming out with all of these like hydrating and dewy foundations. Well, I guess no, because like fall and winter is when it gets like colder and drier and you need more dewy finish. But anyway, all of this is happening all at once. And I'm not telling you that you shouldn't buy any of these. I'm not telling you that at all. What I'm telling you is you don't need to buy all of these, okay? You don't need all of these just because they're all new. What I'm going to do, because I am curious about these, I really am. I'm curious about these products. I'm gonna get a sample of the Anastasia and the Fenty foundation because I've actually been wanting a hydrating foundation from Fenty. I wanted to try it, and because of the shade range, I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And then Anastasia's foundation has always been something that I've been curious about because I love Anastasia and they didn't have a foundation, and I was like, cool, now they have a foundation, I want to try it. How many times can I say foundation in the first 5 minutes of this video? All I'm saying, really, is that you don't need all of these. Get samples. Go to the store, get a sample of something, take it home. Sephora actually does give out samples, Ulta not so much, but go and get shade matched and try stuff if you have been on the hunt for a new foundation. If you've been wanting a new foundation, then get samples, try it. Don't buy all 4 of them. Well, especially don't buy Kat Von D's because Kat Von D, but you don't need all 4 of them. You technically don't even need one of them, but if you're wanting to try one of the new foundations, just try it. Don't buy it with the intention of returning it because that's wasteful. I hate when people buy things with the intention of returning it. It's just like, don't do it. Like, you're perpetuating the cycle, but also you're creating excess waste. Like, stop.
Hey, shh, don't.
So, these foundations, I don't really need any of them. Do I want to try them? Yeah. But does that mean I have to buy it? No. Don't need it. Not gonna buy it until I know that it doesn't break me out and I run out of the current foundation that I have, which is BareMinerals. Next, honestly, there's not a lot on Sephora's website right now that I am like annoyed with, you know? There's so much stuff, so much skincare, like clean beauty stuff, which again is something that I'm very curious about. I feel like the kind of new influx of clean beauty is kind of taking hold at Sephora and taking hold within the community. And I want people to kind of don't just buy something because it's clean, because it's a clean beauty product. Like, look into the ingredients specifically, because even if you have sensitive skin, not everything that's in a clean beauty product is going to be good for your skin, because you have skin sensitivities, you have allergies, you can have things that specifically break you out. It's kind of like the organic label. Something can be organic and still have stuff that might not be good for you. So don't take the like stamp clean beauty and then just like roll with it. Like, still look into the ingredients, still treat it like you would treat any other product, where you would look into the ingredients as far as skincare goes. Like, don't just think, oh, because it's clean, it'll work. Because it's clean. Technically, what does that mean? Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the clean beauty stuff being kind of pushed at me on the Sephora app. So yeah, all this clean beauty stuff, it's another thing. Be skeptical and just like, don't buy it just because it's clean. Do I need it? No. Do I want some of it? Yeah, because some of it looks real, like this pharmacy honey mask. Okay, now we're gonna go on to Trend Moon. This is the exciting stuff. Okay, I wanted to start with the ones that are a little bit less controversial and ones where I don't have as like salty of an opinion about. I'm getting a look at my hair in the viewfinder. It actually looks really cool on camera. In person, not as much, but I don't know. Okay, let's talk about some stuff. Okay, Too Faced, I just gave you shit about releasing the gingerbread palette in July. And now you're already hyping Holidays 2019 for your gingerbread spice.
Extra spicy.
Bitch, this isn't extra spicy at all. This is the same amount of, I don't know, maybe cardamom. That's not spicy. It's a spice, but it's not spicy. And then there's like a random blue in it. This is not extra spicy. If you're gonna call something extra spicy, make it spicy. And then like paired up against this like Palm Springs Dream palette that they just came out with, like actually, when is it out? Another summery one. A lot of the shades in it are the same. Like, I'm looking at these two posts right above each other in my saved tab on Instagram, and I'm like, these look so similar. They have the same, like the pop of blue is in the same corner. There's the same creamy white. There's like, it's all the same. Like, Too Faced palettes are all the same. You don't need any more Too Faced palettes. Too Faced, stop it. And stop calling it extra spicy, because it's, my mom's spice of choice is garlic. This is garlic as far as spiciness. That'd be a really boring palette if it was garlic themed. It would just all be beige. Yeah, so this Too Faced extra spicy palette, I don't fucking need. I don't need it, and I'm not gonna buy it. The next thing we're gonna talk about is this Jeffree Star and Morphe palette, which looks like something you would get from Claire's. Something about the shape of those pans really screams children's makeup to me. With the color, the light pink, it just looks so cheap. And like this whole thing where Jeffree's been like, I want to bring the Jeffree Star experience to a wider audience. Then why don't you make your own makeup less expensive, dude? I don't understand collaborating with Morphe when he has a hugely successful makeup line all on his own. Like, I don't buy it, but I can't deny that it's like hugely successful. Usually the products he puts out is good, but this thing looks so chintzy and cheap and just, but it's Morphe. What can I expect? Color scheme. There's like this little green section. Is pink and green the new thing? Is that the new color combo? It's like Christmas in summertime. Like pink and green, it just like, it's watermelon Christmas. It's weird and I don't like it. I don't like the color combination. I don't like it. I like green and I like pink, but I don't like the two of them together. This is just so ugly. Just not cute. It's not cute. Why? I don't need that. I'm not gonna buy it. Speaking of pink and green, Kylie Jenner is releasing her birthday collection because she's turning 22. I really can't stand any of the Kardashian Jenners, but either way, this palette, it's ugly to me, but my biggest issue with this whole collection is the theme. The theme is so ostentatious. It's so like bougie for the sake of being bougie. It's just like, you're so money. Literally the theme is money, and that is gross to me. It looks very similar to like the Pretty Rich collection that Too Faced put out with that Real Housewives lady. It looks very similar to that. It's very pink It's very just like over the top, pointless. The packaging looks like a combination of Jeffree Star and Too Faced. Like it really does.
Blech.
Like what's the point of having the theme be money? It's just so show-offy and just not a legitimate theme, you know? Like what does that even mean? You're so money, baby, and literally having like printed, like the print of money on packaging. Like that's ridiculous. I don't need it and I'm not gonna buy it and it's just not cute. Next thing we're gonna talk about is this. Colorpop really can't stop, can they? They've taken can't stop, won't stop to a new level. Colorpop has the strawberry palette as well as the peach palette. Now, I've actually been wanting to get the pink palette, like the Mean Girls one that came out like a year ago. I've been wanting to get that, you know? So the strawberry palette came out and I'm like, is it that different from the pink one? It's like, are they literally gonna make like a rainbow, like a full spectrum rainbow? Because it's like you have the red, you have the pink. Why do you need the in between? Because it's not coral. It's just like a juicy pinky red. It's just a weird just series of events. And then the peach one came out, and Nisa said it best. The peach palette is the ASMR of eyeshadow palettes. It is so boring, it's relaxing. It's like they took the like I Love You palette or the Sweetie Pie. There was a palette that came out earlier this summer, like at the beginning of summer. It looks like they took that, took a bunch of colors out, and then just released the peach palette, which is just super boring and would only work on like the lightest of skin tones. Like I know that they put out eyeshadow palettes and they put out products super fast, but like slow it down a little bit, Colorpop. You're going a little overboard. I can't handle it anymore. I can't keep track of all this. I said this in the video I was just filming. I cannot keep track of all of these new releases. There's too many of them. Let's talk about the new Anastasia eyeshadow palettes. They released the Jackie Aina palette a couple of weeks ago, and objectively, it's really pretty. Am I going to buy it? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I don't know if it's something that I need to add to my collection. You don't need it. If you really want it and you don't have the Norvina palette or Modern Renaissance, maybe go out and try it and see if you like it. But I have those, so I don't necessarily need it. This new Norvina this big palette that nobody asked for, and so soon after the Jackie Aina palette. Like the Riviera and the Alyssa Edwards palette were pretty close together in release date, but this was too close together. Like this is like Colorpop close together, which works for Colorpop because it's cheap. But the fact that they released Jackie's palette and then within like 3 weeks, the Norvina big palette that doesn't make any sense came out. And I don't know what it is about this palette. Maybe the first 3 rows look almost exactly like the Jackie palette, and like the Jackie and Norvina and Modern Renaissance all put together, and then just like some blues and bright reds in the bottom 2 rows. It seems kind of disjointed, and it seems like one of those things that literally nobody asked for, because everybody loves, as far as everybody that I know, they love the standard 14 pan size. Like this is easy, it's good, it's reliable, it's travel friendly. We don't need this big palette that is probably going to be at least twice the size and an extra $18 from what these are. So I don't know. I feel like it was a weird choice right now. I don't need this palette because I've been kind of like collecting the Anastasia palettes inadvertently lately, and this might be the first one where I'm like, I really don't need this. I don't need this. Who needs this right now? Don't need it, Anastasia. I'm gonna get the foundation at some point, but I don't need this palette. I don't need it, and I'm not gonna buy it. I'm sorry. It's just a weird color story. Like literally the first 3 rows look like the Jackie palette. The bottom 2, I don't know what to think. So I totally thought I was done coming up with stuff, but I went to Ulta today and I saw some things, online that I felt like I needed to add since I filmed this video in bulk, but we're gonna talk about it right now. I'm just on my webcam right now. One thing I do want to talk about is this Teamy Blends skincare. And part of this is because I have a personal vendetta against the Teamy Blends publicist team, because I've had about 4 or 5 people reach out to me about wanting to do like sponsored or reviewed videos about the Teamy skincare. And the Teamy, aka the detox tea that makes you shit yourself, is coming out with skincare, like a whole line of skincare. And they're all the different different people that have talked to me, that have emailed me, and that have bullshitted me, have said it's such good skincare, I swear by it. And I have had to tell at least 3 people, stop emailing me because I don't want to review anything from a brand that sells laxative teas.
Sorry.
Don't want any of it, not gonna buy it, not gonna accept it for fucking sponsorships. I don't want anything from your tea-infused skincare. So we'll briefly talk about rainbow stuff because I don't want to go into it too much because my good buddy Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips made an entire anti-haul so focused on rainbow stuff. I have seen so many different brands come out with rainbow palettes recently. Violet Voss came out with one, which is like... Lime Crime came out with a rainbow palette. And then Colorpop came out with like a rainbow collection, which was just a bunch of singles put together, which seemed weird. It's like, Colorpop, you have all of these things that are coming out right now. All of these 9-pan palettes.
Just make a fucking 9-pan rainbow palette.
Is it that hard? No, you just want to put all these singles that are already existing in a bigger palette. I don't want a big palette. I want a small palette, small rainbow palette from Colorpop. That's all I want. I still haven't decided if I'm going to get the Sugar Pill mini palette because as much as I love the Sugar Pill singles that I've tried before, I've also heard really bad things about the Sugar Pill palettes. So I don't know if I'm going to buy it. If you have a chance to try it in a store, try it in a store and see if the formula is even remotely similar to the singles, because the singles are to die for. But yeah, so many brands are just coming out with rainbow palettes right now where it's like 3 years ago warm neutrals, last year warm neutrals with a pop of blue, right now rainbow. We get it. Every brand apparently needs to have a fucking rainbow palette, but I don't need it because I already have so many brights. The Sugar Pill palette is so close to being perfect, but if the quality's not there, I don't want it. What the actual, what? I am on Riley Rose's website right now because I was like, what do they got at Riley Rose right now? So apparently Riley Rose has this palette that's like a poppy themed palette that they're releasing with Live Nation that has all like triangle shaped eyeshadow pans. Why? Is that what's gonna start happening? Is Live Nation gonna start fucking collabing with makeup brands?
No!
Live Nation is already taking over so much of the music industry. They don't need to infiltrate the makeup industry. I'm not gonna buy Live Nation eyeshadow palettes. Excuse me, no. Jesus. Okay, that's all editing me had to add. Okay, bye! The last palette we're gonna talk about, there were so many eyeshadow palettes. The last palette we're gonna talk about, I saw it and I had to laugh. This is the Naked Honey palette from Urban Decay. Urban Decay, girl, what are you doing? Why? This palette is so boring. You think you can just call something honey by putting like a yellow in a palette and just like having the other browns be like a little warmer toned?
No.
That's not a honey palette. The Colorpop palette was a honey palette. No, Urban Decay, this is not okay. And looking at this palette, like I looked at it and so many of the tones are so similar that literally every look would look the same. This is like the Naked Heat palette, but not even exciting. Like the Naked Heat palette was at least kind of cool and kind of pretty. This is just like, okay. Something about it really reminds me of the first Naked palette that they just discontinued like a few months ago. So this feels like a really weird release choice. It's like you just discontinued this palette that has a very similar color story as this Naked Honey. I don't know why. Why would they do that? Who's gonna buy this? Who asked for this? Nobody wanted this. Just give up the Naked at this point. Give up the Naked. The Naked doesn't even mean shit. Just stop. People want to move on. They want to move on to bigger and better things and new themes. You can't just slap Naked on the front of everything and just think people are gonna buy it automatically. Not me, not this girl, not any of my friends. We looked at that palette and we're like, wow, that's boring. I don't need the Naked Honey palette from Urban Decay. I'm sorry, I don't need it and I'm not gonna buy it. So yeah, this might be kind of a short anti-haul. Sometimes there's not a ton to talk about. A ton of like different things. Just so many palettes. Just so many palettes that I end up repeating myself. Like I end up saying the same stuff and I don't like doing that. So I don't necessarily like including things that I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, here's everything I said about this one thing. Even though I kind of already do that sometimes. But for today's song of the day, let's see. What do I want the song of the day to be? Ooh, I know. Song of the day is Loud Pipes by Ratatat, which was off their album Classics in 2006. This song is 13 years old and it feels that way. Put them in my Spotify library the other day and I was like, I forgot how much I love this music. Just reminds me of high school completely. Loud Pipes by Ratatat is your song of the day. Please check it out, especially if you're a young person, because you probably don't even know who this band is. That would be really cool. Please don't take this personally. If you like any of these brands or want to buy any of these products, don't think that I'm attacking you, because I'm not. I'm not attacking anybody except the marketing strategies and the brands sometimes. Not all the time though. Like I said, I love Anastasia. I love ABH. But sometimes they make stuff I don't need and I don't want to buy. A lot of times they make things that I do want. So, you know, it's super late. So I'm going to go. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know in the comments what are some things that you are anti-hauling, things that you don't need and you don't need to buy right now. Let's have like a collective like, hey, here's some shit that I saw that I don't need and maybe you don't need it either. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Thanks to you guys for hanging out. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button because we have fun around here. I curse a lot. It gets kind of sassy and usually I film videos at obscene hours of the evening because that's just how I do things now. I'm turning into Michaela Long where it's like, oh, it's 3 a.m, let's start filming. Like, we're really close to 33,000 subscribers, so that would be really cool if we could reach 33,000 subscribers. Holy shit. That would be awesome. Again, go check out Kimberly Clark's channel. She's awesome. She makes anti-hauls and other awesome things. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!